Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I'll quickly go over the NBA video that I made, my first actual NBA video, and I think overall did pretty good. I went 2-1. The only miss I had was Jrue Holiday under 12.5 points, and this was actually his second highest points total this whole season. There's no way I could have predicted that. He went 11 from 14 from the field. First of all, he shot more than 10. Didn't expect him to shoot more than 10. And second of all, he went 11 for 14. That was like 80% or something. So I'm not too mad at that. His shots weren't even like he was getting like good shots. They were just easy layups that he was getting. So I'm not too mad at that. Luka over 31.5. He ended right on 32, so that one hit. And then PJ Washington over 17.5 points and rebounds. I said you could take it at 18.5 because I knew it was gonna get bumped, and that one hit as well. So overall, went 2-1 when it came to the video, and pretty good. I'm still looking at the props for the NBA ones. I'm likely gonna make a video for that tomorrow. But this video of the Euro tournament, which is European countries that are playing each other. That tournament starts on Friday, so there's props you can go to on Prize Picks. It's under the soccer season tab, and it's pretty much how players are gonna do throughout the whole tournament. You can bet the over and under when it comes to goals, assists. Are they gonna go over that mark throughout the whole tournament? Under, and I've been looking at the list. It's been out for maybe a week. I saw it a couple days ago, and I've been keeping an eye on them, seeing which ones get added, which players there are. I've been doing research. So this one's actually, I've been meaning to make this video for a day or two, but I wanted to make sure that all the props were up, and I was looking at them, and there were a couple that I did like for that tournament. Some players that I did like, so I'll get straight into those. My first pick, I'm gonna make this one really quick because this one is my lean. It's not an official play. Like I said, it's a lean. It's Olivier Giroud, higher than 2 goals. He's France's all-time top scorer. He's gonna play next to Mbappe and Dembele, and Griezmann, who they take up their own space, draw opponents to them. And he's an aerial threat. He's in a group with Netherlands, Poland, and Austria. Other than Netherlands, Poland and Austria are not that well. They're a good team, but like obviously they're no match for France. And if they get first place, they're likely to play either Turkey or the Czech Republic. So they have a good line of games. The reason why I have this as a lean and not an official play is just because I don't know how many minutes he's gonna get. He's like, I believe he's like 38 years old, and they have other players like Thuram that I'm sure they'll play off the bench. And if he plays full minutes throughout the tournament, I really like this play, but I'm not sure how many minutes he's gonna play just because of his age. If he like I said, if he plays full minutes, I like this play, but I have it as lean just because I'm not sure how many minutes he's gonna play. But for my first official play, I have Romelu Lukaku higher than 3 goals for the tournament. He was actually the top scorer when it came to qualifying for the Euros with 14 goals. Second place had 10. I believe that was Cristiano Ronaldo. He's Belgium's all-time top scorer, and he actually plays a lot better for Belgium than when he plays in the club. And he had a decent Serie A season. He had 13 goals in 30 games. And in his last 5 games for Belgium, he has scored 8 goals. Some of those goals, 2 of them came against Luxembourg, a weaker opponent. And then he scored against Sweden. He scored against Austria. So it's not like he's scoring against like weak opponents. Sweden and Austria are actually pretty decent defensively, and they're in the group with Ukraine, Romania, and Slovakia, which in my opinion they probably have the easiest group in the tournament. So he scores against decent teams, and now he's playing against, in my opinion, weaker teams. The hardest group, the hardest team that he's gonna play against in this group is probably Ukraine. But other than that, he has an easy group. I feel like it's a good matchup for him. He does good for Belgium. He's gonna have De Bruyne, which is arguably one of the best playmakers of this generation. Could be one, though, it could be two. He's playing with one of the best playmakers, and he's playing with Doku on the wing, who has been a really good player for Man City. He plays for them a lot off the bench, but when you look at him and how he plays, he creates a lot of space because he's a really good dribbler. I believe in his last 6 games for Belgium, he's created 14 chances. He has 4 assists in 6 games. So he's a really good player off the wing, and it's going to create a lot of space for Lukaku, which I really like. And again, he's playing with De Bruyne, who is a really good playmaker, and he has Trossard too, who is also not a selfish player, and he's playing with this easy group. I just feel like there's a good matchup for him, and Belgium are very likely to get first place in this group, which if they, after those 3 games and they go on to the next stage, they are going to play third place in either groups A, B, C, or D, and it could be either one of those. and it's likely gonna be either Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, or Poland. So even after those three matchups that are set relatively easier, they're playing, other than Croatia, the other three are relatively easy as well. So I just think this is like, he has three, potentially four easier games, and he's a really good player for him. He is efficient when he shoots, and I can easily see him getting a hat trick in one of the games. He can easily get three in just one. We need him to get four, like I said, and they'll play that. I feel like they're guaranteed 4 games at least, and or 5 games. Sorry, 3 in the group stage. They'll beat the round of 16. They're guaranteed 5 games. We need him to score 4. Really efficient striker. I like Romelu Lukaku to go higher at 3 goals. My next pick is actually Cristiano Ronaldo, higher than 3 goals. He has 44 goals in 45 games this season. It is in the Saudi League, but still, you still have to give him credit for scoring that many goals at his age. And I feel like this is his last chance in a major tournament to play as a starter. Sure, he could play in a different tournament. He'll be older. But I feel like this is his last chance to play in a major tournament as the starting striker for Portugal. And in my opinion, this Portugal team on paper is really stacked. They have good offensive players that will help provide for him with João Felix, Rafael Leao, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. They have good attacking players that will draw attention to them as well. But they're also good at distributing the ball. Bruno and Bernardo are good at passing, and then Leao and Felix can easily, on the wings, cut inside, pass it to Ronaldo, give him a goal. And they also have 2 playmaking center backs, which I don't know if you could even find that in any other team this in this tournament, with Ruben Diaz and Ignacio, who plays for Sporting. They have 2 good center backs that are obviously well at defending, but they're also good at playmaking. And then they also have 2, they have Cancelo and Dalot on the fullback positions. So they just, honestly, they have a really good team on paper. It's just whether they play well together. And the way that Portugal like to play, they have the 2 playmaking center backs. The fullbacks play up, and they like to overload the opponent's box, which is obviously good for Ronaldo because like 80-70% of his goals are in the box. He finds the space in the opponent's box, and he's just clinical. If he gets the chances, I feel like he's definitely putting them away. He is probably going to be the penalty taker. The only other person that could even take him from him is Bruno, but I feel like Ronaldo in his last tournament, he's going to want to score as many goals as he can. And like I said, he has a stacked team, and he's going to have plenty of opportunities to score. And they also have an easier group, probably the second easiest or third easiest that they have. They have Turkey, which is going to be their biggest, their toughest opponent is going to be Turkey. But they have Georgia, weak team, and the Czech Republic, who are not that good as well. So they also have an easier group. Good matchup for him. Really good team that he has. And if they're first, they're going to play third place in groups A, B, or C, one of the 3. And that's going to be likely Scotland, Croatia, Serbia, like I said, Hungary. Any of those teams other than Croatia, they should have a relatively easy group. So like Lukaku, they're guaranteed 4 to 5 games, and he's playing with a good team. They're going to have plenty of opportunities for him to score. It's going to be his last tournament. Is going to be, he's going to be hungry to score, and he's played good this season. So I like Cristiano Ronaldo to go higher than 3 goals. And then my last one might surprise some of you guys. If you don't watch, then obviously you won't really know who he is. But if you have been keeping up with my other videos and the soccer in general, you might be thinking why I'm taking him, but I actually do like him. It is Rasmus Hojlund to go higher than 1.5 goals. He was actually Denmark's top scorer in qualifying. He had 7 goals from 13 shots on target, so he converts over 50% of the shots that he takes on target. He was like the 5th highest scorer when it came to qualifying, and Denmark in qualifying had 19 goals. He has 7 of them, so less than about a third of the goals that Denmark had, he scored. So he's actually good. Before Man U, he was a really good prospect, and I just feel like Man U's not utilizing him in the way that he's supposed to be playing. In Man U, he really just he gets the ball, he holds it, lets one of his wingers run like Garnacho or even Bruno or Rashford, whatever, and he passes it off. But in Denmark, they are a lot less selfish. No offense to any of the Manchester United players, but like players like Garnacho and Rashford, they really just look out for themselves. They're not that much of like playmakers. and even Bruno sometimes he's like the only one that will even pass the ball. But I feel like in Denmark he is gonna be relied upon to score goals. In my opinion, he's probably or in my opinion he is the most important player for Denmark. He had 10 goals and 21 shots on target in the Prem, so he still had a decent season considering the fact that they weren't really feeding him the ball. He had 10 goals from 21 on target, so about 50% of the shots on target that he takes, he scores. And if he does that in this tournament, he easily gets over 1.5. And the reason why I say that, like I said, he's gonna be playing with more unselfish players like Jonas Wind, Eriksson, and Olsen. They are all players. The Danish team in general are just, they play with patience. They like to hit people on the counter, and I think he has a lot of potential to do good in this tournament, in my opinion. Obviously, they have England in their group, which is going to be a tough opponent, but their other two games are against Slovenia and Serbia, and I feel like this is where he's going to thrive. I feel like he can easily get these 2 goals against Slovenia. Denmark, when they play, sure, like a team that they are is tougher, they play more. They like to control the ball, yes, but they kind of hit more on the counterattack. And Hojlund is the fast player, and he's going to be a counterattack threat in general. And when they play these weaker teams like Slovenia, Serbia's not a weak team, don't get me wrong, but Denmark, I feel like their quality is better, at least in holding up the play. Serbia's main play style is defend, hit on the counter with like Mitrovic or something. But Denmark against these lower teams, they control the ball a lot. They play higher up the pitch. They play a lot of people in the box as well. And if Hojlund gets the opportunity, he's going to score. He's their most important player. And he's going to have to score if Denmark want to get that second place spot in the group. And if they do, they'll play Germany. But I'm just relying on him doing well against Slovenia and Serbia. Like I said, I think he can get these 2 goals against Slovenia, and he can even score against England. If he scores against England, I'm guaranteeing you he gets over this mark. It's just whether or not he gets those opportunities. He's an efficient striker. Like I said, he scored 7 from 13 in qualifying and 10 from 21 on target in the Prem. So he's an efficient striker, and now he's playing with a team who is not as selfish as the Man U team. So I like Rasmus Hojlund to go higher than 1.5 goals. Thank you everybody for watching. Obviously, I'm gonna have videos every day, every other day when the tournament starts. I'll look at the game, see how teams play, and see which players are, I guess, more pivotal to the game and stuff like that. The tournament starts on Friday, so I'll maybe have a game video on Thursday. I might not, just because Friday the tournament starts, but it's only 1 game. I'll start probably posting them on Friday, and then I'll probably have one for the NBA tomorrow. I'm looking at the props, and I'm seeing some that I already like, so I'm keeping an eye out on those too. So like I said, I'm gonna be looking at NBA ones. Euros definitely gonna be posting, and then Copa America is gonna start too in about a week and a half or so. So it's gonna be a lot of videos coming soon, so keep an eye out for those. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good day, and we can cash out for when this tournament starts, and I hope everyone has a good day.